Good morning. My name is Casey Callahan. I'm a communications supervisor at Austin 911. I'm only going to speak on 94 right now with the time. With the current staffing shortage that we have at Austin 911, we're only 62% staffed right now. We do not have the luxury to give our employees any kind of additional training. Usually when we have a decent staffing number, we will develop additional continued education training for our employees. And for right now, the training that we need to put our employees through is active shooter training. We need to train our dispatchers and call takers how to handle that. There is currently only one employee at the City of Austin 911 call center that's trained to work those kinds of incidents, and that's me. So if we get hit with one of those incidents, I have faith in our call center to be able to handle it, but I want them to have the additional training. I've already developed it. I don't have the time or the staffing to train our employees how to do it. Thank you.
Mayor, ma'am, I'd like to talk with you further about that. I'm Councilmember Kitchen. If you could reach out
Yes, ma'am.
to Jason Lopez in my office, appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Rebecca Hibler speaking on 50 and 94. On deck is Jenny Knight speaking on 50 and 94.
Council members, I'll get right to the point. A study conducted by Commander Julie O'Brien in 2014 addressed the issues we're going to talk to you about today. We are hemorrhaging people. We cannot keep staffed. We are working 50 hours minimum. As a mom, it's incredibly difficult to feel the guilt of not being able to be there for my child. As a coworker, it's difficult to not be able to be there and see my people just day after day. We are burnt out. We are asking for your help to fix this. We need staffing. I don't know what it would take to get people to come and work with us. I recently took a pay cut and a demotion within the city to be able to have time with my daughter. I love my job. I just can't afford to do it.
Jenny Knight on 50 and 94.
Hello, my name is Jenny Knight. I also am a citizen that lives in District 5. I do want to say that being a citizen, I have a sense of ownership with the job that we do. Now, as a supervisor working for emergency communications, I have to weigh out the cost with our staff. Trying to provide support, lifting up hope, and holding people accountable is not easy when you're seeing calls holding. As a supervisor, I have to look at what we can do, the additional training that they need, and also consider the impact that we have whenever I need to pull an employee from the floor that's just taken a bad call that maybe heard somebody lose their family member and debrief them, and then also try to help, account for their mental health and their well-being. Now, we've been successful at diverting thousands of mental health calls each month, only due to the initiative and the hard work that our floor staff has given. We had to take the initiative with myself, one of our police dispatch leads. Long story short is we're working hard for you guys. We believe in what we do. We need the help.
Thank you.
Erica Roberts speaking on 50 and 94. Mayra Toro on deck.
Good morning. My name is Erica Roberts. I am a professional telecommunicator, 911 Austin. I'd like to read to you a combined mission and vision statement from our emergency communications. It's very brief. The mission and vision is to provide the City of Austin the first answering point for all emergency services, including police, fire, and EMS. It is to do our part to improve response times for all of those entities within the City of Austin. At our current compensation rates, the odds of us doing that successfully and as we envisioned are next to nil. As my colleague said, we are hemorrhaging employees. I have never in 20 plus years associated with this city seen this level of short staff. They are taking calls back to back without a break. That is taxing. They can't take it much longer. Please do something. Thank you.
Mayra Toro on item 50 and 94.
Good morning. My name is Myra Toro, and I've been with Emergency Communications for the last 3 years. I'm one of the assistant managers at Austin Police Department. You don't think about 911 until you need it, and right now we're unable to maintain operations as they currently exist. We are currently down 44 call takers, 22 dispatchers. That's a 40% vacancy rate. Citizens on average are holding over a minute, and I know of one specifically that held for 45 minutes. The city of Austin is so unique in so many ways. I have met with many delegations from across the world and agencies that are wanting to see what we're doing because we're the flagship of mental health. We have to remain competitive in compensation to retain and recruit. The agencies around us are doing less of a workload and getting more of an increase in pay. Let's do the right thing. So I ask you, when you're calling and your skills are in every city in the United States, and you choose the city of Austin and you find yourself in a city that only values you at 50% of a marketed industry that is already low, why would you stay working for this city of Austin? Please reevaluate the compensations for emergency communications.
Thank you.
Lee Anderson speaking on item 94. On deck is Mary Castillo.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having us. My name is Amy Anderson. I'm a 911 call taker with the APD Emergency Communications Department. I've been here for 2 years. I love my job. I love serving the citizens. I've lived here since '99. Councilmember Fuentes, you sat with me one day, and that was a pretty easy day. But I remember your eyes were pretty wide at a lot of the calls. I would invite all of you to come sit with us sometime when we are holding calls. Sometimes we are holding 20 calls. Sometimes we are holding 60 calls. And it is my fear that one of my loved ones is calling and they're having an emergency and I cannot take that call. And I want to have the compassion to be on the phone with the person that I'm on the phone with and not rush through that call for fear that someone that I love is trying to call it. So please help us with our staffing shortage. It's very, very much needed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mary Castillo speaking on item 94. On deck is Laura Nicely.
Good morning, and thank you for your time. My name is Mary Castillo. I've been with APD for almost 19 years. I'm a 911 call taker and a police dispatcher, and I'm 4 years from retirement and being priced out of Austin. I started in 2003, and until 2021, Austin was the gold standard nationwide for 911 dispatch centers, consistently maintaining a 99% answer rate in the first 10 seconds. In early 21, we fell below 99%. And in late 21, we fell below 90%, which is the industry standard and expectation. It was a rare thing for calls to hold during my first 18 years here, and now it's a rare thing if they don't. Can you imagine needing life-saving assistance, managing to get to a phone, and call 911 only to be placed on hold? That's not an acceptable service level. It's a dangerous and detrimental one, and it's your new normal.
Thank you very much.
Laura Nicely speaking on 94. Jason Hawk speaking up on deck.
My name is Michael Payne. I'm an assistant manager with Austin Police Department Communications. Laura Nicely is my employee, and more importantly, she's my coworker. She did have to leave a little bit early in order to go to a different engagement. If you would like, I can tell her story for her, or we can go to the next speaker, but I will leave that up to y'all.
Mayor, if it's okay, I'd like to hear his story.
You have your minute.
Perfect. So Laura Nicely, the story that she wanted to convey was not too many days ago. She had received a call from an alarm company wanting to report a burglary at a residence. She looked in the queue and she saw that a burglary was already entered at that residence and officers were already on site because they had located a suspect inside the house. The alarm company said, "Well, that's not surprising to me. I've been on hold for 22 minutes waiting to get through to you." So, though we did receive a call from a neighbor who saw the burglary happening, an alarm company, which a citizen pays for in order to report these things to the police department, was not able to get through for 22 minutes. As an assistant manager, I do a lot of the stat work for the center. If it would interest y'all to know, since January 1 of 2022, the citizens of Austin have cumulatively had to wait 6.1 years on hold with 911. Thank you and have a good day.